It is almost summertime. Welcome to Season 3 of the Cinegration Station with your conductors Ryan, Eric, and AJ. Today the fellas have a special guest, Bridget from Josh.ai. Bridget visited the showroom and had a discussion about how Josh is incorporated with smart home technology. So check your resolutions and tune in now here on the Cinegration Station.
Welcome to the Cinegration Station. This is your conductor, Ryan.
And I'm AJ.
And I'm Bridget from Josh.ai.
Welcome, Bridget. Thank you for coming in.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Let's set the mood. Hey, Josh, turn the lights electric violet.
One of my favorite colors.
This is perfect.
So got
wow.
that cool,
I feel like
disco theme going on.
Yeah, it's like a party time. Hey, Josh, set the lights to 3,500 Kelvin. Perfect. Now we're back to normal. Well, that's really cool. And that's Josh.ai, and that's a really unique feature that we have here in our Experience Center. So welcome again, Bridget.
Thank you.
Yeah. So kind of talking about Josh, we now have a special guest on our podcast and our video as well. Could you give us a little bit of background about Josh to explain a little bit about what it is?
Yeah. Josh is designed to really bring the most intuitive and simple interfaces into the home. So voice is a large part of that, but we really want to partner with the best manufacturers in both in the hardware and software side of things to add that magical experience and take a lot of the complexity into the home that sometimes these integrators over-design systems that are fun, that have all the bells and whistles, and the client's like, I don't even know where to start to use this.
Yeah, we can attest that we have said, hey, we can make it so custom and cool to a degree of complication and complexities, and voice is always easier than button presses now, so it ends up being such a really cool tool for us to deploy in our large scale projects.
Yeah, that's the goal, and take a lot of the learning curve out of your home. You spend, I don't know, $100,000 plus and all this technology, then it's like, what way did I swipe to get there? What button does that? So it's nice. You can just walk into a room and say, okay, smosh, so we don't wake it up, lower the shades a little bit, dim the lights, and watch ESPN or wherever it may be. And there's not a ton of training, we've been talking for years.
Oh yeah, it's so natural. How you doing over there?
Oh, I'm good. We've been doing Josh for a while. You've helped me out on a few projects, and I've really what I was curious about Josh is how when did it first was an idea? Alex, I believe, is the founder.
Yeah, Alex Capistrellaccio is our founder, alongside with Tim Gill. So we just are actually celebrating our 8th birthday this month. So very exciting. But Tim Gill has been working on the code for, 10, 15 plus years now. It was always a dream of his to really talk to his house and, in a cool sci-fi type thing. And Tim and Alex met when they were both remodeling and building out new homes. And they just saw an opportunity for a simpler UI and wanted something different that was already, kind of out there. They've all had control systems in different homes before, and Alex loved different pieces like the Nest AI learning capabilities, or how granular you could get with Lutron, the catcher integration, and loved Sonos. A lot of people don't do music as well, so just kind of saw this opportunity to bring the most natural UIs together, then add that voice layer on top of it. And what makes our voice control so powerful and so simple without a lot of training is that we understand the contextual side of the home. Like a home has floors have rooms have devices, and we kind of have that contextual awareness, right? If you say, turn it off, what is it? Like, what room are you in?
Where are you? What room you're in? And yeah, that's dialing it in, compared to like, okay, go to the menu. I'm in the living room, and no, I'm in the family room, and it simplifies the true nature of smart homes.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of our job to take a lot of the guesswork out of it. What room you were in, what's currently on, what was the last command you gave. It's our job to understand what it is.
Yeah, we had it's just what I love about Josh is you can't get that granular with Alexa or with any of the other voice platforms, and so we as an integration company actually shied away from doing voice integration. A couple of reasons. One is it's difficult. The changes are just constant with it, and more specifically, those products were designed for the end user to configure and set up. And our clients, as you know, don't that's why they're paying us. They're paying us to put this in and create this smart home for them. And Alexa just couldn't do it. And I've always been interested in Josh. I remember seeing you guys in 2017. I actually went to your office in the old Cherry Creek area, and you guys were a bit early.
Yeah.
Then
chicken or egg. When do you launch?
Just sort of figuring stuff out. But we've had it in our house, and my wife and I, it will be in every one of our houses from here on out.
That's awesome to hear.
Talking about the difference of Alexa or Google Home and those sort of things. So I guess just to get back to the background of Josh. So going into why it makes it different, could you maybe expand on what the uniqueness is between Josh and those other types of voice?
Yeah, I think at a high level, we're a home automation platform first or foremost. So our goals are different. We're really focused on the integrator in this high-end luxury home space. And so we're designing around feature sets that are like privacy, remote access, small...
Privacy.
Yeah.
Big one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Architectural friendly microphones. As far as I know, we have the smallest far-field microphone on the market right now. So really designer friendly and blending into projects. When we first launched or came up with the idea of Josh, there was no Alexa or Google yet, but at a high level, they're the best things that's ever happened for our business. The amount of awareness and marketing dollars they put into far field microphone technology and just voice control in general has been awesome. But at a high level, their goals are different, right? I think they're going to be a personal assistant. They're going to do a lot of things really well. What's the traffic to LAX, who won the World Series in '91? But their goals are really to collect as much data as possible by listening and aggregating data and using that. Google's the number one ad platform in the country. Amazon always wants to personalize their, recommendations on consumer projects and e-commerce. So our goals are different. And so we kind of found a niche more in the home automation space when it comes to voice. So if we hear something like close the grapes, we know grapes is a common misunderstanding for drapes, where Amazon might be like adding grapes to your shopping cart. Prime will deliver tomorrow.
Point of purchase inside of your house where Josh is completely unrelated to those sort of accounts.
Exactly. And we don't have any ulterior motive. Or Google will be starting driving directions, or you'll start seeing advertisements about grapes or wineries, whatever it may be, for the next several weeks now.
So that's why it's so much less expensive to buy those, because you also have the mental anguish that goes along with all the things that it tracks you on. Whereas Josh, you're just paying for a system that is privacy focused and is overall just microphone for your smart home.
Exactly right. I think some of the mass market assistants, their speakers are more like loss leaders. Like when the product's that cheap, it's kind of like the consumer is actually their product because they want your data.
Exactly.
Where we're really selling a home automation system. We have a full app, remote access to your home, aggregating all the subsystems to your home. That's really our focus, is making the most natural, simple to use home experience. We don't really care about the kitschy, you can ask Josh to tell you a joke, but not all the more fun fact type things.
Yeah, we had a customer we did a Josh for, and we weren't done. We had hooked everything up. All the control for was tied in, shading, lighting, and I had come back 2 weeks later to do a follow-up, and she had created an I'm leaving scene in her Josh app, and it was 12 steps. I mean, it was, locking the doors, closing the garages, adjusting all the shades, all this, and it worked. And it was fantastic. I ended up making it a more sophisticated scene because it did the popcorn effect, which is just a byproduct of that. But that's kind of what the integrator is for. The integrator takes that concept of what that, she wanted all of her stuff in her house to be turned off. So she gave me enough of a nugget that I could then turn that into an actual real awesome macro. As we're talking to Josh and we're talking about privacy, one of the things I know you guys are recently integrating with is ChatGPT. I'm just curious of how that with the privacy and how have you used the ChatGPT?
I have, yeah. Just in the last few weeks, been doing a lot of alpha testing, as a lot of dealers are demanding to be part of our beta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is interesting. We actually have talked about ChatGPT a couple times.
Yeah, we wrote the intro to the show with ChatGPT, so it could do my job.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I ended up actually using ChatGPT yesterday to solve a little Lua programming equation I needed, an algorithm I needed to make. And it was, I probably could have made that in 2 to 3 hours on my own, but chat got me there in 10 minutes. So it was.
Yep, that'll make you feel stupid, right?
It's a very advanced calculator.
Yeah.
And so that's how I look at it, is I still fundamentally have to know how to code or how to do the things behind what it's giving me, but it can give me that answer in just such a quicker amount of time.
It's a good explanation.
With Josh, what do you guys see as the reason why you would tie Chat GPT to Josh?
It mostly allows us to do some of those more like basic things. A lot of dealers are like, my client really wants to be able to do math problems or recipes or those sort of more personal assistant things, where we've always felt our engineering resources were better built out. Like this year we want to add security and pool and spa, but just kind of rounds out that integration to be able to do voice for multiple different things outside of home
plug
automation.
In for like how-tos, instructions, things that Josh could be helpful for, but not something that you need to implement in your core business.
Exactly right. Yeah. For people that want to do anything hands-free essentially, and then not have like, another voice assistant standing next to it. Like they're both there and you ask Josh for home automation. We do timers and some things like that. But then if you need like more of a life skill or just some, random information, you have to ask someone else. So it kind of brings it all under one umbrella.
And I just wanted to, kind of dive into your history a little bit too, because, you speak really intelligently about all this stuff and you've been involved in the industry for a long time. Could you give us a little bit about your background, how you started out, and, what then brought you to Josh in a quick summary?
Yeah, for sure. I actually got into the industry by accident. My dad was one of the original founders of Savant. So at 15, he's like, you need to get a job. I was like, okay. He's like, you can come, work with me after school if you want. Yep. So kind of started working at Savant. When I was 15, Savant had, I think, 12 or 15 employees then. We're working out of a grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of got to see it from the ground up, wearing a lot of hats. The first couple of CDS Savant went to, a lot of the dealer summits. It did everything from filing and answering phones to inside sales, event marketing, some of the dealer outreach. So it was good to just kind of see a company from ground up and get involved and just see the innovation that went into it from day one.
Yeah, huge automation company kind of being there from the inception. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that led to a really good understanding of the industry. I think a lot of us just fall into this industry by accident too, and end up like really enjoying the innovation and the small scale nature of what people could do, and it's really unique. But that's great, and I think again, what is the position now that you have at Josh.ai?
I do I'm technical sales for everything west of the Mississippi.
Okay.
So I help dealers basically get onboarded, come on with the brand, help with training, getting their showrooms up and running, like your space here, what are some fun scenes and automations, and making sure it all works well and feel you guys can confidently demo to clients. Yep. And I also help with their first and second client projects that's you're in the wild for the first time, whether it's microphone placement, system design, best practices, and then just any emotional support dealers need on site.
The Josh.ai expert of the west of the Mississippi, Bridget.
I like the emotional support. What do you see? I heard you kind of briefly talk about Josh possibly going into security and cameras. I know that we always talk about Josh as a voice platform, but it actually does have a pretty slick app. I do.
Clean.
I do really like it. Yeah. It's very. The word I'm thinking is basic, but I don't want to say that it's so much more than basic.
Ergonomic for my hand placement.
Sleek. Yeah, it's been well thought through.
Good.
Yes, we focus a lot on like human design, human behavior. What's the simplest way to do something, and also what's the prettiest, I guess. So we want it starts with a really easy dashboard, a nice snapshot of what's currently active, and you can click into any of those things, and then you can kind of swipe, use custom dashboards. Look by rooms, by devices, and then scenes. And so a lot of clients love our app, whether they're simple users and just want to hit a scene or open the app and use our voice button to, turn off the house or, listen to Beyonce everywhere, whatever it may be. Then we have kind of more of a power user that you were describing earlier, where they love that they can either create scenes via voice or kind of use our easy device picker and go by room and curate scenes on their own. They can have verbal triggers. Maybe it's goodbye, but they also want to say, I'm leaving, good night, turn the house off. They can do all of that. They can create custom responses. If they like positive affirmations, good night, beautiful, you crushed it today. They can
that's
add.
great.
I did that actually, where there's a scene that I'm leaving scene. One of the 5 custom responses is "You go, girl."
Yeah.
And,
Girl power. I love it.
Leave for the morning. Yeah, I want to go to my friend's house and just say, play Beyonce everywhere.
Yeah, it really sets the mood. I'd highly recommend it.
Oh, okay, that's a happy hour playlist right there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the security, are you? Is the idea to bring more of the Josh app kind of in the forefront of the experience?
Exactly right. We've gotten a lot of feedback in the last year that dealers are more speccing Josh standalone projects, and the key things that they're kind of missing to use the Josh app for everything is pool and spa and security. So we're kind of doing a lot of dealer surveys right now to identify what are the most popular feature sets people are looking for inside the app and via voice, and then also the brands that they are mostly sought after.
So just to go back, because we do a lot of Control4. So at this point, Josh is shaping up to be Josh.ai is shaping up to be another home automation platform that could be used by itself and just with other natively integrated products.
Exactly right. Our goal is to basically partner with the best and the best in each product category. And like Lutron, for instance, they've been doing light shades, keypads forever. Like they're pretty solid. And we also do Zonfi Tahoma now and Bond Bridge. Like you guys said, you had a shade as well. At this point, we're still a lot more powerful, layering on top of Control4 and Crestron, and definitely want to still embrace those partnerships. As like you've written a lot of Control4 drivers personally. There's so many light shades and different brands that they're in their ecosystem that we'll never have, or even like set top boxes. And one of the most challenging thing, you go to LA, Spectrum's big, the next place Charter, or DirecTV,
Cox
where we can
Cable, and every company, Scientific Atlanta is one of the boxes, and it's.
So leveraging Control4 for that's awesome, or like any control macro or scene. So right now that's where we're doing pool and spa, or people have like this German brand heated floors in their master bathroom. Like, Control4 is always going to help bridge that gap and make it a lot more robust with the number of brands that we can integrate.
Perfect.
I think our systems this year are going to be very Josh focused. We're still going to be speccing Control4 in most of them because again, we need that driver connectivity. Control4 uses the wording of when then, and we still use that concept of when then a lot. And it's a little cumbersome to do that kind of stuff with Josh. A lot of it could also be I'm just not used to it, and where it's located in Josh versus where it's located in Control4. I can just ultimately do it quicker in Control4 right now. That is changing for sure. I find I still would need a Control4 system in most of our projects. I don't think we're quite ready to only have Josh to run it.
We have an awesome Control4 partnership and integration. And like I said, as you know, the setup's super easy. We bring all the room names, all the devices. You can create scenes or any cable company or brand we don't work with, like lighting or shades. We bring it in. We know it's a dimmable light. The shade open and closes. Control4 really helps bridge the gap of anything that we can't natively control. So we love partnering with them.
Yeah, Control4, I remember in 2005, 2006, I saw them at CES in Vegas one year, and I was doing a lawn before that, and I had this product. I'd sold 16 of these MP3 things. They were called Via DJs way back in the day, and I had like 15 of them fail in the first year, and I was so mad. And I went to CES and saw Control4, and what really caught my eye with Control4 is they have this concept of proxies. So a light is a light, a DVD player is a DVD player. You can have features and attributes and sets underneath it, but they're all still just a light. And what's been cool is that I've been able to take like the Josh platform and layer that on top so intimately, because Control 4 had already figured out what a light is defined as. And so Josh, all it needs to know is that it's a light. It doesn't care whether it's Vantage, whether it's, Lutron, whether it doesn't matter. It's just a light in Control 4. And I think it would be difficult. It would just be a lot of work for you guys to come up with all of those solutions when, a $500 controller from Control 4 and you're in.
Exactly. Now we have the color changing lights that we can pull in through Control 4, which is awesome. Because traditionally we've just done like Ketra and Philips Hue, but there's more and more color changing lights out there. So now through Control 4, it's color changing. These are the colors, vibrancy, all of that. So we can kind of leverage all that logic.
Yeah, you bring up that. That's actually a good point, because we had our showroom originally tied with Control 4 controlling the Lutron. So it was Josh tells Control 4 to turn on the lights and set it. And when we did the redo, I shifted over to Lutron being controlled natively by Control 4, and it's just better. It's because now the vibrancy was exposed. So that was a big deal. Is Control 4 doesn't really have a concept of vibrancy in their proxy. So it was really nice to see Josh, move over to a Lutron interface. I would love to see more of the bigger platforms be natively tied into Josh. So,
yeah, we love Ketra. It's one of the most fun integrations, as we showed off earlier. Electric violet. There's thousands and colors of colors. Tiffany blue is one of my favorites.
Let's do it.
Hot pink.
Hey, Josh, turn the lights Tiffany blue. See, now we have a nice visual with our video here, so we could showcase Tiffany blue. Hey, Josh, turn the pendant red. So,
Okay.
thanks for the feedback, Josh.
yeah.
Hey, Josh, set the lights to 3,500 Kelvin. Getting scientific.
Way to really
Perfect.
set the mood.
Yeah, I kind of ruined the mood now. So,
That's all right. It's
but this is probably one of the most compelling and immersive demos that we have, and especially when we tie it into music. This space almost shows people what they're going to be, taking into their own house. Because a lot of times we have people coming here at the inception of their architectural plans, and it really gets them going I can have this, and it's pretty seamless. I mean, if I try to turn these lights blue with my app, I could have done 3 more commands with Josh. So
Exactly. By the time you even go open your phone,
Yeah.
unlock it, launch an app, and then get to the right screen. So we're trying to streamline all of that, especially with content search, right? Walk in and say, okay, Smosh, watch Breaking Bad. It knows, you're in the living room, so it needs to turn the TV on in the living room, do whatever switching through a matrix or receiver to go to the Roku. Then simultaneously, we're talking to the Roku to launch the Netflix apps. We understand Breaking Bad's on Netflix versus Hulu or HBO. So that's where it really saves, 10 plus button clicks.
yeah, it's we actually do that exact demo here. Is Breaking Bad season 1, episode 2, and it's pretty awesome to have.
So one of the biggest questions we always get with Josh, and we have to ask it, is why the word Josh?
Yeah, so we actually had the logo first. So dog, co-founders are really into dogs, and dogs are similar to AI. They learn your behaviors, they listen to your commands, they don't outsmart you, they're part of the family, dog's best friend. And it's kind of creepy to have a guy or even a robot, I'm home alone. Okay, Smosh, good night. You don't want this man Josh, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
But a dog, it's warm, comfortable, part of the family. And so the name Josh was actually a placeholder at the beginning, but it just kind of stuck. If you look it up in the Urban Dictionary, it's likable, a little shy at first, gets to know you, everyone's best friend, loyal, and kind of I'm Joshing you, just kind of good banter and rapport. Yeah. So it kind of stuck. And if you look at our logo, there's actually a J in the dog head logo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I got this context. Yeah, so my dog outsmarts me though sometimes.
Okay.
So,
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, I think my bars is too low for me personally. But he's a crazy Aussie doodle, so
Okay.
He's
Keeps
always
you on your
outsmarting us.
toes.
Yeah, definitely. I
Mine
need
are
to
just-
handle his doggy door. Tell Josh close the doggy door when he shouldn't be coming in.
No, ours would, they would just say like, Josh, feed me, and there would just be an infinite supply of food.
Just a trough that refills. And just a reminder, this is our first episode of season 3. So,
oh, woohoo! I'm honored. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, this is the first one. We'll be having some more special guests, not as special as you, Bridget.
Okay, it's hard to beat.
But we will try. That being said, we actually were talking. We're going to be getting the ProSource president CEO Jim Pierce on, and I know you guys just became part of ProSource too, and we talked about ProSource, the summit we just went to. But yeah, that's exciting, and I think it'll be really great for you with exposure to dealers that are really doing great integration services.
Yeah, we're really excited. We just went to the first conference last week, and I think ProSource best aligns with kind of our dealer base and Control4 having such a big presence in that partnership there. So some of the best dealers in the country for sure. So we're excited to be working with you guys more through ProSource.
Yeah, that'll be great.
What is I guess, what's the most interesting use that you've seen Josh used at? If that's I'm trying
one
to.
of the more experimental installs.
What's something unique that would be that's like, oh wow, question. I would have never even thought about that.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think outdoor spaces, because I don't see a lot of outdoor applications, but recently people are using Josh for fire pits and water features, which are just kind of cool. It's time to go swimming, and you the water slide turns on. You see water features kind of light up the backyard, and also different lighting come on. So that's pretty cool. Trying to think what else. Mostly scenes, I think, which isn't like one wow factor, but it's great when people say party time, the whole environment transforms. You're like, oh, I didn't even know there was a TV there, and things start kind of either coming down from the ceiling or it's popping up.
It's more like the wow magic to they just said something and all of this craziness just happened.
Yeah, like, oh, I didn't even know there was something behind there, and things open up or shades go up. You're like, okay, that's cool. And also we're in more and more paraplegic type environment to people with disabilities. So that's cool in a different way, but cool that, it's adding that meaningful aspect to people's lives and, allowing some individuals to be more independent.
Yeah, we've worked on an assisted care facility, and we actually supplied voice devices, different system, but I recommend we use Josh in the future.
Yeah. I was thinking about a unique scene. So at my house, we're big Avs fans, the Avalanche hockey fans. So we have a Hey Mosh, we just scored, and it plays the Avalanche. Every hockey team has like a sound, like a buzzer sound, and
something like that.
The Avalanche it's a foghorn. It's a super. No, it's like. It's loud. Like hockey.
I don't know how to do sound effects.
So it's in ours, it's like, hey Mosh, we just scored, and so I set all the LED colors to Avalanche colors in my house, and I play that buzzer sound when they score a goal at 100% volume in every single room, even the outside ones.
It's probably really fun when someone comes over for a game for the first time.
They're like,
whoa,
you said your
next
door neighbors. You've had 5 new next door neighbors that keep moving out.
That's weird.
I don't know why they can't seem to find somebody to live there. No, our neighbors are actually really cool. They've come over a couple times and seen it.
I'm kidding.
They went in on the fun.
They really like it. I mean, everyone's always just so wowed, because everyone's heard of Alexa and they've seen it. But when you see Josh work, it's the way it works. Like Alexa, you just say, "Hey Alexa, turn on the lights," and then her next response is, "Okay," and every single light in your house turns on. And
I'll say, and this just jogged my memory with feedback. We have a lot of people that come in here, and I bring up voice control, and usually people are timid and don't want it because of what they've seen in the news regarding privacy and someone's listening to the baby room or something like that. And until I explain that this is a privacy focused product, the conversation flips. It's really unique because they understand and they want the privacy, but they also want the convenience of voice. But the news and all these things around you are like, be cautious, be careful, rightfully so. But this is a system where I feel like this is a great voice system that really isn't tied to your personal accounts, to that extent.
Exactly right. And we're never in the business of listening, when the wake word's not said, and then selling data for marketing and advertising profits for other companies. That's like their main revenue stream.
Yep. And then just to, for people that are wanting to buy a smart home, what would be a way for people to get Josh in their house? Like, how could a consumer, I have some friends that listen to the podcast begrudgingly, and, where could they buy a Josh? Or how could they do that?
Cinegration, obviously.
Cinegration for one, but, contacting maybe, certain certified dealers of Josh services.
Exactly. If you go to our website, we sell 100% through professionally installers like Cinegration.
Great.
And if you go to our website, we can set you up with someone in your area.
Perfect. Personalized service. That's what it's about.
Yes.
This was an amazing episode. Thank you so much, Bridget, for coming on and letting us talk about Josh.ai. We have it here. We play with it all the time, but it's like Josh is here in person with us. So this is great.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, Bridget Carroll with Josh.ai. This has been your conductor, Ryan, with the Cinegration Station.
Hey, and I'm AJ.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you again.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
Well, that concludes today's interview with Bridget from Josh.ai. Informative and inventive. Thank you, Bridget, for coming in today. Anyone interested in learning more about Josh.ai, you can find them on the web at joshai.com. Anyone interested in a smart plan for their home or business, go to www.cinegration.com. You have been listening to the Cinegration Station. You can find the podcast on every major podcast platform: Apple, Anchor, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please go like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Until next time, stay smart.